Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Monday, July 16th or 15th, sorry, July 15th, 2024. I have no idea what day we're on for the 100-day challenge, but I do know it's at least 20 that we have done so far. We're counting down to our Pop Now, Power of Pink, and Now Honors event, October 3rd through the 5th. As you've probably heard me say every day, and I'm going to say it every day, it is at the Palms Hotel and Casino inside Brendan Theater. I cannot wait to see everybody. And it's just our annual event. This is a family reunion now for all the network of outstanding women that join us and the gentlemen that come as well. Men are welcome. Heck, kids are welcome if they can handle being around for 3 days. Women on the stage. So if you don't have your ticket, make sure you get your ticket. And like I said, everybody that's coming on as a friend and family member with me, they've either been honored, are going to be honored, have spoken, will be speaking, are a sponsor or a supporter. And today, one of our biggest supporters is here. James Elliot is in the house. What's happening, James?
Hey, how are you, Tigo? Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Okay, let's just get this out there. You're in Canada.
I
Knowing
am.
you, you're sitting next to a wonderful lake.
That's true.
And you know I'm burning to death in Las Vegas.
You
How
were about
dare
to
you?
evaporate.
How dare you? We could have done this live, man. I would have got on a plane.
That would be amazing. That would be the lake in the background. That'd be amazing. We could finish the shot with the jumping in the lake at the same time. Would have been perfect.
Wow, that would have been amazing. Okay, next year we got to do that. We put it in the notes. Okay,
Done
put
and
it in
done.
the notes. But one and done. I'm looking at your little title under your name, and it says "Be a limitless entrepreneur." I thought I was a limitless entrepreneur.
Sure.
What does that mean to you?
That's a great question. So being limitless really involves, living your purpose, having a lot of fun in your work, making a lot of money, right? Making a lot of money in our businesses so we can have a lot of fun. We can live in abundance. We can give back. And I want to make the world a better place to men, women, people, planet, plants, animals. I really want to leave an impact here. And becoming limitless, like freeing ourselves from our self-limiting beliefs, our past programming of this amazing, beautiful piece of machinery, and changing that, challenging our beliefs, challenging our fears, our worries, our doubts, and getting past these fears, these worries, these doubts, the overwhelm, the burnout, imposter syndrome, self-doubt, you name it, a lack of confidence. Getting past of any of that, we all have, and I've coached millionaires and billionaires. And I've coached people just even starting a business. And we
Right,
all have
right.
different levels of imposter syndrome or self-doubt. We all have it at these programs. So helping them get past that and reprogram this beautiful machine to become
You
limitless.
know, I love it that you call it this beautiful machine. And I want to dig a little deeper because even I have fog brain from time to time ever since COVID. You know, I'm a long hauler, as they say. I get a cold and I feel like I have COVID.
Yeah.
It's not the world's greatest thing. How do you get past your own mind just not functioning, you think, the way you need it to? You're just kind of stuck. It's not the fear. I'm past the fear,
Nice.
right? It's the I want to get this done. I know the step one. I know step 10. I'm a little foggy between 2 and 9. What do you do to coach in that environment?
I find often that just even taking the action and starting, like you said, often we know step one. Maybe it's even calling a mentor, calling a friend, calling an expert. That may be step one. Whatever that is just to take action. Oftentimes we won't know exactly how to do everything. I mean, I don't think I know exactly how the end of my life will play out, exactly how my new business processes and my new speaking processes and topics will play out. I think that's where people do get stuck is trying to figure out all the in between. As long as you know the first or second step, take action and just go for it. And the further steps will be revealed to you. You'll figure it out. And if you don't know step one or two, again, ask a friend, mentor, coach. This is why we have people that help us.
Absolutely. And my business partner, our business partner Ann is out there. She says they say we're our own worst enemy. I know I'm my own worst enemy. I am my worst
True.
critic as well. You
Yes.
know,
Yes.
I am my absolute worst critic.
which also gets in the way because it causes this shame, this grief, this guilt. Oh, I'm so crappy because I didn't do whatever I did, and then just it's the vicious spiral, and then that makes us feel bad and fearful and feel crappy because we don't do the doing, which makes us even worse and even more fearful and worried and grief. And so I think we gotta say stop it to that voice in our head that you're not good enough, or you're not doing this, or this is gonna be happening, this bad thing. And just stop it, literally stop that voice and do a nice big loud pattern interrupt or shut up or whatever you want to say to that voice that's spiraling and creating more fear, angst, anxiety, guilt, grief, because it's toxic. It's like poison. We need to get rid of that if we want to take action. You raised
and
a really great
my
point.
voice is really loud. I could be loud in person, but my inner voice, whoo, it can be very loud, and it's hard to kind of say shut up and move out of the way because it's also very strong, and you just kind of go, what the heck? And then I think about young people, the 20 somethings, the 30 somethings that are worried about their looks, they're worried about how they're feeling, they're worried about what other people think. Oh my gosh,
Oh my God, which is
you
one of the worst
spend
toxic
30 years worried about
things.
other people think. It's like, what advice would you give a young lady or a young man who's in their 20s and they're really just getting started in their career and they're still worried if somebody noticed the pimple,
or the hair or the exact or the whatever, right? The
right,
butt or the
right.
glove handles. Well, so the first of it is, again, to tell that voice to stop it. And there's a saying I love. This saying I love. In our 20s and 30s, we worry so much and we wonder so much what people are thinking about us. In our 40s and 50s, we stop caring as much what people think about us. And in our 60s and we get to our 70s, we realize that nobody was thinking about us all alone. They're too self-involved in their own stuff, their own fears and worries. And what about my pimple? To even think about you for longer than 3 seconds. Oh, they got a pimple. Maybe they tease them. Maybe they don't. But they're like, whoa, do I have a pimple? What's my hair? How's this? It's the biggest thing. People actually, especially in today's lives, are so wound up and self-absorbed often, or buried, buried their nose,
Yes,
or buried in
sir.
this thing in the next Instagram. They'll forget about it in 5 seconds. So stop worrying.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That is so true. I have to agree with you 1,000%. It's like, now we have the attention span of less than a goldfish. It's just what happened, what was I thinking? It just doesn't matter. So when you say limitless entrepreneur, are you talking about, I know you said make more money, blah, 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 but how do you get started on that journey? Because most entrepreneurs are solopreneurs. Let's
Yep.
get that right.
Yep.
Right. And they're doing everything from the time they drop Billy off at school to the time they pick Billy up from soccer practice. They're doing everything in their house, plus trying to start this business and and I don't want to say fake because that's not true, but they're putting on a persona that I'm okay and I'm super successful, and they're struggling and they don't want to talk to anybody about the struggle. And then they wonder why they can't get ahead. Okay. Now that I've got the football already, I'm passing it to you. Go ahead.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, yeah, either why they can't get ahead. They wonder why they're burnt out. I agree with you. And there being too many things to too many people. And you've heard of that 10,000 hour rule. It's hard to get to 10,000 hours in that thing you do that you get paid for when you're doing 50,000 other things, whether it's marketing or business cards or website design or web editing or sales or all this stuff. Now, yes, you have to do a little more when you start. However, the biggest mistake I made was not outsourcing, hiring VAs literally within months of me starting my business, because all the minutia of all that other crap kept me stuck, and not as much time for sales calls, not as much time for marketing, not as much time for the important stuff. So when I coach people and mentor people, I say to them, find a virtual assistant immediately, even if it's only a third time at first, then maybe half time, then full time. I mean, hiring someone that's $4 an hour, $6 an hour, $8, $12 an hour overseas, very, very bright, brilliant people, that's a lot of money to them. It's not a lot of money to us. And that way we can focus on what we love to do all day, what makes us money, and what we're purposeful and born to do, versus the minutia of BS that we feel we have to do or should do, which, like you said, limits us.
Okay, so that brings up a whole nother thing. As a 60-year-old female, you're right. I don't worry about what other people think anymore. And I don't care what they think about me. I'm done. Okay. I'm just
It's a
keeping it.
great milestone, great achievement.
It's a great milestone, great achievement. But you're talking about virtual assistant. You brought up something that I think is very interesting. A lot of solopreneurs, I know I have been, is
Mm,
terrified to bring in a virtual assistant because
yes.
they feel like they can do it themselves better, or they're not going to get it, or it's not going to be in my voice, or
Or they'll screw their
anything
business
like
up.
that. Yeah, yeah. So how do they handle that and get somebody that, oh, okay, I can let go of this? How do they do that?
It's a great question, actually. It's a really great question. Because you're right. It's like, how do I do this? I can't afford this. I mean, my coaching to people is that you can't afford not to do it. Otherwise,
Mm,
your business will suffer. Your business will stagnate because you're not doing the important things that move the needle. You have to do all the other stuff that you're probably not even good at. I was doing business cards and flyers. They look like crap, and it took days to do. I could send it to a proper editor, and it may take him an hour or her an hour or two, and it looks amazing. And so people actually come versus the crap I was trying to make myself, and no one came because it looked like crap. So, anyways, really is to make sure that and it's a big limiting belief of, oh, I can't afford it, or oh, I don't have enough for a virtual assistant to do. I couldn't keep a VA busy. I thought that, and so many people echo that. I would bet my reputation that I could at least a third time, if not a half time, 20 hours per week, I could find things for a virtual assistant to do, even if you're just starting, because you don't want to do all the stuff that keeps you stuck. You need to be in front of people, content, networking, sales, promotion, marketing, and maybe you want to even hire some people for that as well, for the marketing. So,
You
but
know, in our circle, we know a lot of speakers, a lot of coaches, a lot of authors, it's just the circle that we're in. If we played football, we know a lot of football players.
right,
It's just how it falls, right?
it's true.
It's like, when do you know that a coach needs a coach? Because a
Great.
lot of coaches go, well, I am a coach. I'll just talk to myself in the mirror. What's the problem? And then you go, now you got another problem because you're talking to yourself in the mirror. When do you know a coach needs a coach?
I would say, so the easiest answer is always, always. Because if we're not growing and learning, how the heck are we going to pull people up and have them grow and learn? How the heck are you going to have better clients, more interesting, more exciting clients who pay you more? You doing things you love to do versus stuck at the same level, and you can bring people up to
Mm-hmm.
that level, but that's it. They will never become limitless. You will never become limitless because you're not growing, getting mentored, coached, trained, whatever. Coaching, mentors, courses. I've spent probably $500,000 on coaching, mentorship, training, courses, certifications. I encourage you to invest in yourself and your business. You want to make more money, you need to invest in, again, coaching, mentorship, courses. And so the answer is easy. It's always, always, always have a coach or mentor. They'll see things that you won't see, you can't see, and that's what'll help you grow. I think it's worth its weight in gold or diamonds or
And
whatever.
I have two, and they scare the crap out of me. No, I'm kidding. But I have two, and because of what I do and who I am, and the field that I'm in, I need really strong coaches. You
Agreed.
know, because I'm used to being out there, and it's like, what do you mean do this? I need really strong coaches, and people, whatever you're in, if you're a baker or a banker or whatever it is that you do, you need someone that understands your field and
Yep.
understands your personality and will work with you. I have a really big creative personality, and they spend quite a bit of time just pulling the rope and getting my balloon head back down to earth and make a plan, not just fly. I tend to just
Well, let's think
go.
about this for 1 second. Let's just take a moment. But to your point, to go thinking and reflecting, and instead of being on that hamster wheel, that treadmill, which most people are on, and that's why they're burnt out, overwhelmed, not succeeding. They're just doing these automatic things. It's like being on a treadmill or being in your car spinning your tires. It actually doesn't get you anywhere, but it does exhaust
Hmm.
you and make you busy
Hmm.
being busy. But to your point, thinking, reflecting, bringing back down to earth, taking a moment or three to rest, to meditate, to think, to reflect. What's working? What's not working? Do I even want to do this? Do I even like this? What would I like better? What would move the needle better? To your point, taking time to do that and rest and thinking time is the opposite of a waste of time. Versus, to your
Right.
point, the treadmill, you need to plan and think and reflect and act and even rest, because that's when your best ideas and most creativity comes to you.
Yeah. Hey, Miss Merlin, she said, good morning and blessings to you as well. We're just hanging out. My buddy over here, James, is sitting in Canada next to a lake as I am literally melting in Las Vegas. I'm just saying, I am melting. Look at me. I am melting as we speak. So before I let you get out of here, I know you got 1,000 things to do, but as I said, this is all about the 100-day challenge to count down to the Power of Pink and the Now Honors. You've always been a great supporter of me, and I want to thank you for that. And you've always been a great supporter of women. Agreed. And what advice would you give a female young or a female who's starting her second career that's feeling a little stumbly right about now? What would you tell her? And then on top of that, if they want to reach you, how do they reach you?
Fair. I love it. The first thing is just to figure out. People always say, just be yourself, be who that. But a lot of people don't know who that is. I would encourage you to figure out who. I've mentored 9-year-olds that don't know who they are, who the real self is. So figure that out through trial and error. Testing things, reflection. You're looking at values, your terms, your non-negotiables, creating boundaries for yourself. Looking at what the barriers are, creating boundaries for others, boundaries for yourself. This is gym time, this is self-care time, this is work time, this is sales time. And having that, but really figuring out who the heck you are and what you want to do and test things. I hate the word try. Test things out, see what you like, see what you love, see what you don't want to do. I think is of paramount importance. And that way you can be the most real and raw, authentic version of you. And like Tigo said, stop caring what other people think, because that is so limiting. And being inauthentic is so limiting because people have such great BS detectors and fakeness detectors these days. We can spot it a mile away.
You don't need AI for that.
Whether it's clickbait, whether it's someone, they're sitting on a sports car, it's photoshopped, it's not really, or they've rented it, it's not their real sports car, whatever it is. Right. And it's just so inauthentic. So it's be real, be authentic. People want raw, they don't want beautiful. They don't want perfect. They don't want like immaculate. They don't want like all this, look how great and perfect your life is. Cause that's not how life is. People are not going to connect and resonate with that. It's good. They're going to repel them because they're like, well, that's not me. I can't be like that. Oh, that's not real. That's BS. So that'd be my biggest thing is to just to start and to look at, who you are and be you. Avoid being too masculine in business. Avoid being too feminine or too this or too that. Be you. Don't be anything else but you. And again, my invitation is to figure out who the heck that is, because that will make you successful and happy versus rich and miserable because you're not authentic. You're being too this or too that or not enough this. Be real, authentic, be happy, and be rich and have fun.
You're amazing. How do we get in touch with you? What do they do? I know there's people out there going, he's got to be my coach.
Great question. Limitless-entrepreneur.com is a great one. James at unleashyourpower.com is a great one, or James at limitless-entrepreneur.com as well. Or if you want to give me a call the old-fashioned way, 905-717-9481 is a great one. But really, when in doubt, limitless-entrepreneur.com is probably one of the ways to reach out and connect.
You're amazing. You're fun. Yeah. Don't wait another 2 years to come back.
I know. What's up with that?
know. Wow. It's been 2 years. And I hope I'm going to see you on the Marketers Cruise in January. Yes.
I hope so. I would love to be there again.
Absolutely.
Love to be there.
Awesome. So I thank you. Thanks for always supporting. And, I'll catch up with you soon.
Let's do it. I'd love to catch up. Let's do it. Have an amazing day. And everyone have your best day ever. Have your best year ever. Go be limitless. Go be authentic. And have an amazing, amazing time at the Power of Pink Summit coming up as well.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, everybody. You know what to do. If you didn't write it down, if you didn't get it, go to tigodirect.com. Type in James Elliot. Type in Limitless. Type in Entrepreneur. Guess what? He's coming up. Send him a message. Say, hey, I saw you on the 100-day challenge. I want to know more about what you do. Or maybe invite him to be on your stage. He didn't get a chance to talk about that, but he's a world-renowned speaker. So if you need him on your stage, call him. If you need me on my stage, on your stage, call me. Shameless plug. I just had to do it. James understands. Go to tigodirect.com and reach out to James. It costs you nothing. It costs him nothing. It's a way for us to keep the community connected. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know I enjoyed it. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.